ready to do my chili mac. So what I got here, it ain't pretty because it's previously frozen and I thawed it out, but I got 2.5 pounds of 93% lean ground beef, 2 packets of chili seasoning. I use McCormick Original, 1/8 cup of brown sugar, 1 very large sweet onion that I've coarsely chopped, 2 red bell peppers that I've coarsely chopped, and we got 2 28-ounce cans of whole tomatoes peeled, and we got 1 27-ounce can of dark red kidney beans, and 1 16-ounce can of light red kidney beans, and 1 6-ounce can of tomato paste. And that's pretty much it, unless we do a taste test along and see if it needs something else. So what I'm going to do now is get busy browning my hamburger, or ground beef is a proper saying, I suppose. So I'm going to brown that, and once it's, I'll brown my ground beef, get it about half brown, then I'm going to dump my vegetables in and keep browning that until my onions are soft. Okay, so you can see that my hamburger is about halfway cooked. So I am going to go ahead and throw in my onions and peppers. And we'll continue cooking that until those onions are starting to get nice and translucent. Alright, I'll see you for the next step. That'll probably take about 10 minutes. Alright, so there's my 2.5 pounds of ground beef, 1 huge yellow onion, sweet onion, and 2 bell peppers chopped up, browning up nicely. And I forgot to add to my list of ingredients, we're going to put some garlic in there, minced garlic, and I'm going to put about 3 tablespoons. Now we'll let this brown up and let those onions soften up a bit. So I'll see you when it's ready for the next step. We'll cover that and encourage those onions to get soft. Okay, I've been cooking that about 10 minutes. The beans are starting to, not the beans, I got beans on the mind. The onions are starting to get translucent. They're not quite there yet, but we're going to press on. Alright, so let's add our whole tomatoes. I'm going to drain that juice of the tomatoes into the pot, and then we're going to chop those up a little bit. Not a lot, because I like big chunks. Tomatoes in my chili. Alright, there they are. This is a 6-quart Dutch oven that I got from Target. And I'm wondering if I should drain these beans. I normally wouldn't because of the flavor, but I'm getting kind of full there, so I'm going to drain the beans. Put those in. Put those in. Give that a good mix. Now I'm making a huge pot And we are not going to use all this in my freeze dryer mill. I am going to have chili this weekend. But we're going to fill 2 medium Harvest Right trays to 2.5 pounds, and that would give me 10 meal pouches, and the rest we're going to eat. Alright, let me put my can of tomato paste in there. Alright. Let's throw our brown sugar in there. That was 1/8 of a cup. And our 2 pouches of seasoning. Alright, let's see if it needs anything. Might just add a little bit of cumin if I got any. Let me have a look. Yeah, I'm going to put about a teaspoon of cumin in there to liven that up just a bit. Yeah, that tastes about right. So we're going to lower this to medium low, and I'm going to let that simmer for about half an hour. Get all those flavors mixed in together well. So I will see you in half an hour. Okay, I've been letting that simmer for about 15 minutes so far, and I'm going to go ahead and add a little. Why can I never open this jar? I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of better than bouillon. Better than bouillon beef to that, just to give it a little bit more depth. Kind of like something missing there. It's amazing what a tablespoon of that stuff will do. It's a subtle difference, but it's there. Okay, 15 more minutes and we'll be right back. Okay, so we simmered that for 20 minutes, and now it has cooled down very nicely, and let me tell you, this is delicious. I'm looking forward to eating that this weekend, what's left over. So now we're going to fill each medium tray with 2.5 pounds. I like to do my things in 10 servings, because that works out to 1 freeze dryer load, but I got a lot left over. But you know what? Just so that I can do this in 1 load, which I like to do, I need 2 trays of the chili sauce and 2 trays for the noodles. That's what I'm going to do. So follow that recipe and look how much you're going to have left over. You can feed a family with that. Cook up some noodles and mix it in with that. So there are my 2 trays of chili for packaging and freeze drying. I'll get those in the freezer, frozen solid. I'll get this mess cleaned up, and then I will do my noodles. I'll catch you on the noodle side. Okay, so I haven't made my noodles yet, but I just wanted to show you with the leftover from that recipe I gave you. I had enough to fill a 9x13 chili mac with, I used bow ties because I had a half a box of bow ties left over from a previous video. So I mixed that in, what was left over with the bow ties, half a box. Put some cheese on the top, stuck in a 350-degree oven for 20 minutes, and we got dinner, my brother and I, for a couple days we can get out of that, I'm sure. And we got all that for freeze drying. So I'll see you for the noodles. Okay, there's my cooked macaroni. I cooked one 1-pound box of macaroni to, according to the box directions, to al dente. I have rinsed them and drained them. And now let's put them in our bowl. Now we're going to cover it with water completely. So, if you've stumbled across this video without watching my other videos, you might be asking yourself, why is he soaking his macaroni in water? Because what we're going to do is stick this in the fridge and soak it for 8 or 9 hours, and the noodles are going to swell up. And I'm just, rather than keep repeating myself in every video, what I'm going to do is refer you to my video, Mac and Cheese Problem Solved. Because in that video I give a very good description. That's where I demonstrate the process from start to finish of the noodles. So I just recommend that you look at that. But suffice to say, doing it this way, it makes a very quickly rehydrated macaroni noodle it's not chewy. If you're not looking for a quick rehydration, like 5 minutes or so, which is what I'm looking for my meal pouches, then you do not need to do this, because if you're going to cook or reheat over the stove and heat and with stuff in it and all that stuff, that'll give it plenty of time to rehydrate. But I'm looking for a quick 5-minute rehydration with just hot water for a meal. So just recommend that you check out that video, Mac and Cheese Problem Solved. And I'm going to stick this in the refrigerator, and we'll see you in about 8 or 9 hours. Okay, these have been in the refrigerator for 8 hours, soaking up that moisture. Now we need to tray them up. I should get, if I'm right, about 2 trays from these. Alright, so we got 2.16 pounds, which is well within our limit per tray. And I got 2 trays, so a pound box of elbows is just perfect for this recipe. Alright, we'll get these in the freezer, get them frozen solid, then we'll fire up the freeze dryer and put it all in the freeze dryer. I'll see you when it all comes out. Okay, there we have it. My chili mac is done. My normal 40 hours plus that I do for my runs on the freeze dryer. So we're going to take a single meal pouch and I'm going to put 2 squares of mac in each pouch. Just like that. Then we're going to put 2 squares, and we learned from the last video of my goulash that we can just put this right in with the noodles. So I'm just going to crumble it up a little bit as I put it in there. 2 squares of that. Which makes a pretty full pouch. And I'll do that 9 more times, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we got them all packaged up, 10 pouches. I'm going to take a 300cc O2 absorber, and I'm going to put 1 in each pouch. And zip and lock that shut. And I'll do that 9 more times. Alright, so now we got my these all zipped, locked shut, and I'm going to my heat sealer on to about 125. Let that heat up and then we'll put a heat seal on these. I'll be right back. And there we go. There they're all sealed up. Turn this off. Let that cool down. And it's late at night, so tomorrow when I get home from work, I'm going to be having me some chili mac for dinner. So we'll rehydrate one of these tomorrow. I'll see you then. Okay, I am ready to eat. Let's get this going. My freeze-dried chili mac. Alright, there. You take out my 300cc. As you can, oops. As you can see, that's a full pouch. But I bet you that shrinks up a bit once we rehydrate it. So, I got a cup of hot water here. And I don't know how much to add to that. So what I'm going to do is start off with half a cup and see what we look like. Definitely gonna be more than half a cup, I think. Let's make sure. Alright, that's a half a cup. And I pretty much feel that is not enough, so we'll go to 3/4 of a cup, which sounds about right for my meals. Alright, that's 3/4 of a cup. And I am not going to stir that. My noodles are down at the bottom. And I want them to get the full benefit of as much moisture as possible for 2.5 minutes. So, I will see you in 2.5 minutes. Alright, that's been 2.5 minutes. Let's get that open. Give it a stir. It's looking good. Just to give this a good stir, because the powder and everything was up on top. And depending on how these noodles are coming on, I might want to add some more water to that. Let's see. Yeah. So we're going to add that other 1/4 cup. That makes a total of 1 cup water. Give that a good stir. And do it for another 2.5 minutes. I'll see you in 2.5 minutes. Alright, that's been another 2.5 minutes, so we've done a total of 5 minutes on this. Get it open. I get my flap open. Alright, give it one more stir. Alright. So what I'm using here is a single meal, what's called a single meal pouch that I buy from topmylar.com, and it is designed, it's 7 mil thick each side. It's designed to hold boiling water if you look at their website, and it's my go-to pouch. Pretty much all of my meals I do this way, and I like them because I can eat it right out of the pouch, just like that, if I wanted to, on the go. So, I would recommend that if you're interested in those, head over to topmylar.com, and that's spelled TOPMYLAR.com. Alright, but we are going to dish it out, as always. Let's see what it looks like. Check that out. Oh yeah, definitely needed that full cup of water on that. Okay, let me get a close-up of that. Let's dig in and see how it came back. Now, this is the first time that I've done it off the bat mixed in together. I didn't package my chili separate from my noodles, so we reconstituted it all in one go. Let's see what the texture is like. Yeah, John, you have definitely solved the chewy macaroni dilemma. That soaking it overnight does the perfect trick. Actually, in that 5 minutes, there's some bigger pieces of hamburger in here. I didn't like that one. No, that's all right. But anyway, there's some of the hamburger in here is a little bit drier. I must not have broke it up very finely when I fried it up. That might have made all the difference on the hamburger, that some of it's not perfectly done yet. Had I put the full cup in at the very beginning. I don't know. But it's good. I love that my noodles aren't chewy, and they also aren't soggy, soft. They're just a perfect al dente texture to me. Yeah. It's not the hamburger that hadn't come back totally, it's the beans. They're not bad, don't get me wrong, but I can feel a little bit of chewiness to dryness to it. That's the best way to describe it, the beans. Yeah, it's the beans, not the hamburger. I can't remember what brand of beans I bought. The beans can be a little bit tough coming out of the can, to be honest with you. Did I buy generic beans or did I buy the name brand? I can't remember. Well, I don't think you guys will be disappointed with this recipe. Only thing I would change on this is the beans, because they seem a little bit dry. I'm not a picky eater, so it's no bother to me. Off camera, I'll go back and look and just see what brand of beans I bought. Maybe think about buying a higher end canned beans, because they'll be cooked a little bit better, I think. Remember, I bought a can of dark beans, red kidney beans, and a big can, a smaller can of light red kidney beans. But I polished that off pretty quickly, so you know it's good. There you go. I'm very confident now with my rehydration of pasta that sits in the refrigerator at least 8 hours. And some of the thicker pasta I would do 12. But so far we are having really good luck of bringing those back and using them in a meal. So I'm happy with that. I really enjoyed that chili mac, let me tell you that. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you for watching.